No. No student said that he was actually looking for Ella.
Ella.
Are you guys all Trump supporters? Yeah. No? Iffy? Iffy? No?
I wouldn't
Okay.
consider myself an icon.
We consider ourselves America first.
Okay. Because I was going to
Do you
say,
disagree with being America first?
no, I think that we should put America first. That's
So these are Groyper dipshits.
why I have the beliefs in which I do. What's that?
Then why don't you do that?
Why don't I do what?
Like, why don't you preach America first values?
Well, I think I do. I think that helping, let's just, keep it going. I think that helping low-income Americans, ensuring that new families have everything that they need, and that the main driver of poverty in young women isn't childbirth, is putting America first. I would argue a lot of the values that we see on the right, like causing division by calling for the of your political opponents. Trump did that on Truth Social 4 weeks ago.
Wait, so then why is it, I have a question. So you're saying that the right is more violent than the left?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? That's crazy.
I don't think it's crazy. Can you name a single Democrat in Congress ever, historically, or today that has called for the direct execution? One moment. Wait, I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish my question. So, if you think that the left is more violent than the right, I want to challenge you to something. Name a single Democrat that has ever served in the American Congress or as our president that has directly called for the execution of their political opponents the same way that Donald Trump did 4 weeks ago by arguing that 7 Democrats in Congress should be put to death because they told the military that if Trump gives them an unlawful order, they don't need to follow it. That's my challenge. Please answer directly.
So what is the punishment for treason?
What is the punishment for treason? Death. Is it treasonous or seditious?
You said it was death, though.
Well, I don't think that they engage in treason.
You don't think that? So
Yeah, the punishment. Wait, one second.
Hold on. So
The punishment for is.
When was the last time somebody was put to death for treason? The last person sentenced to death for treason in the United States was a guy named William Bruce Mumford in 1862. In 1862. What is that, like 160 years ago? But this guy is straight up saying, no, we should sentence those Democrats to death for committing treason, which, I mean, first of all, you haven't proved that they committed treason. Telling the military to disobey illegal orders is in no way treasonous. Don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Just assume that they did commit treason. Does that mean they should be put to death? No, that's insane. In fact, the last time we put someone to death was in the fucking 1860s. When we were a little bit less civilized than we are now. But he wants them dead, apparently, because he's going to defend Donald Trump calling for the death of those Democrat politicians, which is insane. They want to try to convince you that the right is not violent. They are the party of peace. They're peaceniks, man. They're just a bunch of hippies. All the while defending someone calling for the death of their political opponents. Imagine Joe Biden saying, Ted Cruz committed treason, and we all know what the sentence for treason is. It's death. Dude, they would lose their fucking minds. Republicans would lose their goddamn minds. Right? Rules for thee, but not for me. Me, as a principled person, would condemn both Trump saying that or Biden saying that. I don't give a fuck if Biden's a Democrat. But this guy doesn't think, granted, he's like 12, so maybe he just hasn't thought this through yet, and that's, I guess, fair enough. But when Trump calls for his opponents to be killed, that doesn't incite violence, right? That's just observing the law, I guess. Like, come on, dude.
Is going to jail for life. If I were to call for you to be in prison until the day you die, because that's the punishment for, would that be fair? No, because you're probably not a.
So can you let me speak? I let you speak, obviously.
Take it away.
You don't have the, they're not giving gifts or anything, so you can't say thank you for the gift or whatever. Thank you for the rose. You like to do that a lot. But what I was saying is that Donald Trump said, in his opinion, he thought they were traitors. Do you think that they're traitors?
No, I don't think that echoing the.
Yes or no?
Okay, I'll give you an answer to my question. I'll give you an answer to my question. No, I don't think that echoing the oath that service members of our military took to uphold the Constitution and only follow orders in which are lawful is traitorous. It's about as American as one can get.
Well, Donald Trump believes that those people are traitors. You don't believe that they're traitors.
Why does he believe?
He believes they're traitors with no good reason. No good reason. Since when is it traitorous to say, obey the law? Like, I'm confused.
Believe that they're traitors.
Because they literally told the military to disobey orders.
Which kind of orders?
Orders from the commander-in-chief.
But specifically, what orders from him?
He's being deliberately obtuse here.
What orders from him?
Illegal ones.
Like what?
A good example of something that Donald Trump has done to purport a threat to our Constitution would be Executive Order number 14160 when he tried to take away birthright citizenship from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil, even though they've had that right guaranteed to them since 1868. But additionally, specifically in reference to orders given to our military, there's been suggestions to the National Guard to function as a domestic law enforcement agency without a declared insurrection, which of course is a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act from 1868. But they didn't specify any specific illegal Democrat talking points that are true.
But those are your Democratic talking points, right?
They're facts.
I'm sorry, dude. Saying that you are just spouting Democrat talking points or conservative talking points, right-wing, left-wing talking points is not an argument. It's not a defense of your position. You got to think a little bit more deeply than that. Why is Dean wrong? Is he wrong factually? Is he wrong on the logic of his arguments? No.
They're not facts.
Then argue against them.
They're Democrat talking points. And
Then give a good counter argument.
well, this was about the left is more violent than the right.
Okay, so you can't give a good argument.
Orders.
You're the one that asked me to name one.
You were going so off the grid here. You're pivoting because you know that the left is more violent than the right. They murdered. When is enough going to be enough? Irina Zarutska was murdered on a bus. Charlie Kirk was
Irina Zarutska was murdered by who? By who? Was that guy a Democrat? Was he a left-winger? Was he a Marxist? No, he was a homeless schizophrenic. What's your point here?
assassinated. Donald Trump was shot at twice. When is enough going to be enough, Dean? We are calling out you, the people, and
those are anecdotes, by the way, also.
honestly, those people need to be held accountable for, I mean, can you name, you encouraged the violence on Charlie Kirk's murder. You encouraged.
How so?
You encouraged the violence.
How so?
Well, you cried on your live.
In response to his execution.
And your Discord chat, which I honestly think, like Charlie said, at heart,
What?
you...
Wait. So I just want to clarify. You think that I encouraged Charlie Kirk's assassination?
This kid is brain dead. What is he saying? You cried in response to Charlie Kirk's assassination, so you encouraged it or something? What? What is he saying?
For being sad when it happened. By being sad when it happened.
Well, I'm saying, can you let me speak? Can you let me speak?
Sure, I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. But you said that I...
Again, there's the interruption. Another interruption from Dean Withers. That's about 6 or 7 already.
But to
Dude.
be fair,
Maybe
you...
8, 9.
Whenever you're talking about how many times you're being interrupted, you're losing the debate. Sorry, dude.
I don't know.
To be fair, maybe, I don't know, 6, 7. Anyways, you did say that I encouraged the violence on Charlie Kirk. Then I asked you how, and then you said by crying on live.
Cried on your live, which you didn't let me respond to. You went into your Discord chat and also said some outlandish. And by the way, these things have
What
been
did I say?
screenshotted and leaked on Twitter where you were not.
What did I say?
You were acting. This was in your Discord chat, right?
If you could show me one of those, if you...
That wasn't in your Discord
That wasn't
chat?
in my
So you're-
Discord chat.
Wait, so
if you could show me a screenshot, I'll give you $1,000 on the spot.
Is it true that the people that pay you, you have to put on an act for them? Because I know you take a lot of money from interest groups and from, you know, from a lot of people. And this is about your character. This isn't about anybody else. This is about Trump, Biden, Kamala. This is about your...
What is he talking about? What is with these vague conspiracies? You take money from interest? I mean, maybe he does, but can you tell me from who exactly? From which group? Like, what are you talking about?
Your character now, Dean. Can you answer to that?
So, just to make it clear, I don't take money from interest groups. And if you're going to sit here and tell me...
Do you? Are you
You were complaining about interruptions.
Are you sure?
You were complaining about interruptions.
I'm
Was
just,
that an
you know,
interruption?
I'm just giving it back to you, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you're asking me if I'm sure that I'm not paid. Yeah, sure. I'm not paid, unlike, you know, maybe the $250 million that's went from AI PAC to Trump, which you really shouldn't like. I see that Fuentes hat on you. But here's the thing. I came up to you. I started engaging in a good conversation with you surrounding the state of American politics, why you support Trump. I bring up many reasons why I think that the right is very politically violent and how that is backed by systemic power, including the office of the presidency in the the Oval Office. We see the office of the presidency standing behind Trump when he's calling for the execution of Democrats, something that you couldn't name a single Democrat as ever of calling for directly of people on the right in Congress. And then your response was to call it a Democratic talking point. I said, no, it's a fact. You said, no, it's not. I asked you for your counter argument against it, and you couldn't give one. So then you crashed out, you got angry, and you started accusing me of getting paid.
Do you want to talk about your anxiety pen?
You probably want to talk about it because it seems like you need a hit.
I don't. That's a degenerate thing to do, okay, Dean? And you're the only one that does it.
It's a degenerate thing to do.
Here, okay?
Can I tell you what's really degenerate?
Oh.
Can you speak? Okay.
But you did the same thing. You can't. Oh my God, that is awesome.
I'm going to tell you what's really degenerate. Is supporting an adjudicated as president and then turning around and acting like you care about violent crimes.
Great, like, try to close. But let me just say this. Do you believe that Ella Cook was targeted?
Do I believe that Ella Cook was targeted as
You know who that is?
as a victim of political violence not political violence, as a victim of violence at Brown University by a shooter, but directly targeted? I'm unsure, but I don't think that we had any reason to believe that she was killed because she was a white woman that's a Republican, considering the fact that the other victim was a brown man that's Muslim.
She was very, very outspoken about her views on her college campus, right? This was her character. Many students are claiming that that man was actually looking for her on the campus. The mainstream media will not show you this. This is direct testimony from people at Brown University that watched this woman get shot in the face.
How many victims were there?
There was many.
How many were killed?
I don't know. She was the first one that was killed.
How many were killed?
I don't know how many.
There was 2 killed. What was the name of the other victim?
I don't know the name of that victim.
His name was
course
Muhammad.
not.
I think it's funny that you only care about Ella because she was a white
Why was the
conservative
shooter
Christian
looking for
woman.
Ella? Don't pivot this. Why was the shooter looking for Ella Cook? Answer the question, Dean. Answer the question. This is why the left is so much more violent than the right. Answer the question. Why was she being looked for? Answer the question.
If your argument is that
Why
the shooter was
for?
If your argument is that the
Does he have actual proof that she was targeted by this guy, or is this just Reddit speculation?
shooter was looking for because the shooter killed her, well, then he was also looking for Muhammad.
So that is a very pointless. That is a horrible.
Was he looking for them both?
No student said that he was actually looking for Ella.
Wait, no student said that he was looking for Ella?
There was.
So then why are you asking me why he was looking for her?
Said they were looking for Mohammed.
And then what student said that he was looking for Ella, and what's their
Many
evidence?
students have said this.
Okay, so what's the
They reported it
corroborating
to local
evidence?
Law enforcement and the people that are working the case.
Oh, so you accept testimony of you accept witness testimony?
Sure, and you're gonna pivot. Ready? 3. What are you gonna pivot to? What are you gonna pivot to? You have about 6 or 7 different options.
What's a pivot?
Where you talk about somebody else that's not even involved with the situation.
So a pivot would be discussing something in which is not conceptually relevant.
Somebody came in with the save here. Oh, they let him cook for 9 minutes, and then they're like, "All right, dude, you're floundering out there. Dean is whooping you. We got to get you out of there."
Okay, well, I appreciate you for the conversation, man. Yeah, for sure.
That's not a real call. There's nobody on the call. Yeah, I mean, this idea that the left is more violent is absolutely absurd. I mean, there have been numerous studies from, liberal think tanks, right-wing think tanks, libertarian think tanks that have all come to the same, the same conclusions, and that is the right overall, over the last 30 years, has been significantly more violent than the left. I mean, this is stuff you can look up. It's really easy, guys. The person who is leading the Republican Party, Donald Trump, right? Donaldus Trumpus, he is constantly calling for violence, calling for 6 Democrats, 7 Democrats, whatever it is, 6, 7, haha, to be hanged for treason, right? Like is that going to lower the temperature? Is that going to decrease political violence? Or is it going to put a target on them and other Democrats? I mean, ask yourself the question, seriously. There's an infinite number of videos of Trump at rallies calling for people to be beaten up, protesters to be beaten up. Is that not obvious to people that Trump promotes violence and has promoted violence over and over and over again? I mean, just look at what he's doing with ICE, right? We have state-sanctioned violence. We have people being kidnapped, people being beaten up. We have U.S. citizens being detained. We have, undocumented immigrants going to alligator Auschwitz and being tortured. Is that not political violence? This shit is so obvious. Well, I guess that's enough for this video. Dean doing his thing out there, wrecking these fucking dumbass Groyper dipshits. Hope you enjoy this one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.